Body armor challenged me to find the location of this photo. Immediately, with the lack of front plates, I assumed we were going to be in the south, where I quickly matched these plates to Tennessee. From there, knowing we were in a Kroger parking lot, this narrowed down the potential locations to 115. From there, after looking at the photo once more, I noticed on this shopping cart the word Spring Hill, where I quickly associated this with Spring Hill, Tennessee, which only has one Kroger location, 4900 Port Royal Road in Spring Hill, Tennessee, confirming the location of the body armor with this brick building in the back, taking a total of less than 5 minutes. 5 ways to tell where you are on Google Maps in the US. Near this road in South Iowa, there are rifts in the sky, making it super easy to recognize. Colorado is the only state in the US that has a purple Adopt a Highway sign. Signs on gridded streets with numbered names and cardinal directions are super common in Utah and is called the Lyman system because the man, Richard Lyman, who invented them, is from Utah. These white boxes on signs are only found in Pennsylvania. And most states commonly use center lines with 4 inches in width in between, though for some states that's not enough. Wider center lines are more commonly found in Oregon and Washington and majority of the southern states. Finding the location of this photo on Google Maps. A fan asked if I could find this photo of his grandma who passed away a few years ago. His dad took this photo with her, but they couldn't remember where it was taken, and were hoping for my help. He knew they were in Hong Kong, but that was it. Immediately, I noticed we had this statue in the back, where I scraped all data from statues in Hong Kong and searched through each until I found one that matched this sheep statue behind his dad, where I quickly pinpointed it to this statue in Good Wish Gardens, Hong Kong. But with no street view available, I couldn't get a good visual to match it exactly, so I found this walkthrough of the garden on YouTube and used this to confirm it was the exact statue, but nothing else lined up. I did more digging and came across a photo in the exact same place, but without the sheep statue, meaning it had been moved since. From there, I then used these buildings in the back and was able to pinpoint them to right here, which were facing the east side of the garden. And I now knew a general region that this statue could have been in prior. From there, I started looking for the corner of this building on the east side of this garden with an angle that matched these buildings in the distance, where I quickly found the exact location, right on this plateau in Good Wish Gardens, Hong Kong, confirming it was here, matching these buildings in the back and the corner of this building. Finding the street from this CAPTCHA on Google Maps. Immediately, I noticed in the distance we had this bus stop, which I was able to match to this design in Paris, France. From there, I randomly started checking bus stops in Paris in residential areas, which made sense, but quickly realized with Paris having over 12,000 bus stops, it would be near impossible to check every single one. So myself and other pros were able to scrape all of Paris's bus stop data. From there, we knew the bus stop was one word, so we then filtered every single bus stop that wasn't a single word, though this still left us with thousands to check. From there, we also filtered down the data to only show us sheltered bus stops. This left us with 186 bus stops in Paris. From there, we checked every single bus stop on that list, but nothing made sense. We checked again and again, but nothing. From there, I sent the image through AI to enhance the quality, and we realized we missed crucial information. The bus line is yellow. From there, we filtered the data to only show us bus stops with a single word on the yellow bus line, and checked every last one. But again, nothing lined up. After hours and hours rechecking and looking at other bus stops, we concluded the bus stop had to have been removed or moved. And with our same leads from earlier, with this new perspective, we were able to find the exact road. ADBD Messina, Paris, France, where the bus stop was removed in 2019. Finding the street from this music video. On Google Maps. Considering this video was filmed 37 years ago, this one was tough. But immediately, I matched the plate on this car to this California license plate. From there, using this shot later in the video, and using the shadow on this car, I knew this road was going east to west. From there, I identified the tail number on this plane and searched it through the FAA database, and was able to see the plane was registered in Tehachapi, California. But after quickly scanning, no mountains lined up in this region. So a couple pros and I started scanning more south, and we're able to quickly pinpoint this road to this highway in Whitewater, California. Presuming the first shot was filmed close by, I used this shot of the house shown earlier, and with this shadow on the mailbox, I knew this street was also going to be going from east to west. From there, I started scanning east to west roads in neighborhoods nearby, matching this mountain profile and this telephone pole in the distance, where I eventually found the house. From there, I knew a general region that this road could be in, and spent hours scanning for power lines that lined up, going through multiple years on satellite, but nothing made sense. After countless more hours scanning, I presumed the power lines were no longer there, and focused on finding this dirt path instead, where I eventually found the exact road. 13181 Desert View Avenue, Whitewater, California. Confirming it's here, matching this road, this dirt path, and these two telephone poles. 5 ways to tell where you are on Google Maps. At number 5 is Kyrgyzstan. The driver that covered South Kyrg was shorter than the one that covered the north. So the reflection of the left mirror in this region, you can only see the car. In the north, you can see the road. At number 4 is Kansas and Missouri. If you see an adopt a highway sign with 1 flower, you have to be in Kansas. And if you see 3 flowers, you have to be in Missouri. At number 3 is Highway 66 in Australia. If you're on the east to west road and there's a leaf on the camera, you're going to be on this road in Australia. At number 2 is Ulyanovsk, Russia. If you see a red and white striped pole in Russia, you have to be in Ulyanovsk. And at number 1 is Tunisia. The driver in the follow car in South Tunisia needed a map, and you can see that map in their windshield, which is only present in Gabes or Sfax. Finding the street from this music video on Google Maps. Immediately, with this architecture, I knew we had to be in France or Belgium. But with this license plate, we had to be in Belgium. From there, I used this shot of this cafe shown later in the video and was able to pinpoint it to Drogenbos, Belgium, confirming it was here with this billboard. From there, using the buildings in the back on this shot, I was able to pinpoint this road in North Brussels, Belgium. And with these 2 pinpoints, I now knew the general region this road could be on. From there, it got a lot harder. The most distinct thing to find on this street was this turquoise house in the distance, where I immediately started scanning Brussels on satellite, trying to find a turquoise facade, but with hours and hours of looking, I came up short. From there, I then used this house number 52 and started checking every house with that number on a T intersection in Brussels, but hours and hours later, I could not find it, and eventually got help from other pros where we analyzed every single frame and quickly picked up on this movement in the back. We then sent the video through AI to enhance the quality and confirmed that this movement was a train. From there, we knew it would be near this overground railroad and started scanning for houses matching that distance on a T intersection. After 150 plus hours and searching through thousands and thousands of roads, we gave up until we realized the house was demolished in 2010 and we were searching on 2011 coverage. We then quickly found the exact street. 52 Day2Veilstraat, Schaerbeek, Brussels, Belgium. Confirming it was filmed here, matching this turquoise facade. Finding the street from this music video
As long as I got you
on Google Maps. Immediately, with left-hand driving, black painted pole bottoms, and this telephone pole, I knew we were going to be in Thailand. From there, I identified these islands shown earlier as the PP Islands in South Thailand, where I then used this shot of this villa that was featured earlier in the video and pinpointed it to Kamala, Thailand. This then gave me a general region that this road could be on. From there, using the sun on this guardrail, I now knew the road was going from east to west, and this turn was going north. From there, another pro and I started scanning roads on Phuket Island with a sharp turn to the north, where we quickly found the exact road. The 4030 in Phuket Island, Thailand. Finding the street from this Harry Styles account on Google Maps. With very little info, this one was insanely tedious, and knowing it would require a lot of searching, I brought in other pros to help the search. Immediately, we knew we were going to be in this region with these pines and this road sign, where we then just started checking tunnels, to the point where we looked at hundreds. But after looking closer at the image, we realized that there's actually an Italian road marker. And knowing the speed limit was 100 kilometers per hour, we knew it would be a main road. But after looking through 100 plus more tunnels in Italy, we gave up. Until we came across this road, which we initially skipped over because there were no signs. But that's when we realized the initial photo was just super zoomed in and the signs were just further back. The photo was taken right here on the A5 in Valle d'Aosta, Italy. Finding the street from this music video
Sometimes all I think about is you.
on Google Maps. Off the bat, we had these double yellow outer lines, which are only found in Ireland and the UK. But with this architecture and yellow backplates, I knew we were going to be in the UK. Then using these shadows, I knew the road was going from east to west. And then a couple shots later, I noticed a train going over this bridge, which I then matched to London's overground trains. I scanned this London rail network map to find an east to west road matching this bridge with residential buildings on each side, where I eventually found the exact street, Beck Road in London. Five ways to tell what US state you're in on Google Maps. And number 5 is Oregon and Washington. Both of these states commonly use slightly wider road lines. So you'll see the gap in the middle here is actually further apart than most states. And Oregon is actually the only state that doesn't have the word limit on their speed limit signs. And number 4 is Alaska. If you see a bunch of bikers, you're more than likely going to be on the Alaskan Highway, which is a dream bucket list item for most bikers. But the highway also goes into Canada, so be careful. And number 3 is South Carolina. South Carolina is the only state in the US that has this small black sign. And this first digit right here actually tells you what county in South Carolina you're going to be in. And number 2 is Oklahoma. On the back of some Oklahoma stop signs, there's this green sign, which is only found in Oklahoma. And this number on top also corresponds to the county number. And then number 1 is Texas. Texas roads are super distinct to any other state in the US. Texas roads are super grainy, making them super easy to identify. Finding the street from this music video
'Cause I don't wanna be someone who makes you happy.
on Google Maps. Off the bat, we have this telephone pole with 3 yellow reflectors on it, which means we have to be in California. Every other state only has 1. Knowing we're in California, and seeing this high school a couple shots later in the video, with a city skyline to the north, and this distinct water tower, I was able to search through high schools that matched that distance, where I eventually found Huntington Park High School. Presuming we'll be in this general region, I matched the climate and these mountains to Lancaster, California. Then using the shadows from this telephone pole, I now knew the road was going from east to west. Then using this intersection sign and these mountains to the east, I was able to find the exact location, 6814 East Avenue I in Lancaster, California.
'Cause I don't wanna be someone who makes you happy.